Alright, I'm out here today with my Mossberg 590 Mariner. I got it somewhere early parts of October. It is now middle of January, or beginning of January. And not too long after I had it, I began to have an issue where the cartridge, the spent cartridge, would get stuck in the barrel itself and the action would lock up. Not wanting to send my newly purchased firearm back to Mossberg, I called them, explained the problem. They sent me a new cartridge stop and a cartridge interrupter. Thank you, Mossberg. It came about a week and a half after that. I replaced it, and I am still having that issue. I have tried two different types of, actually three different types of shotgun shells. So it is not the shells, but what I'm going to do today is to do a few videos where at first I show the problem, then I'm going to take a Mossberg 590A1 that I have, replace the component that I believe is the issue. I've got three different possibilities, and I'll explain that, do some firing, and still see if I could diagnose what the issue is, send this video back to Mossberg so that they can send me the appropriate part and not have to send my firearm back and then, you know, get it weeks later back to the FFL, and what a pain in the butt. So, coming up next, a little video on the issue itself. Because I have no issue whether it's with these shotgun shells or with dummy rounds of extracting the shell. Okay, works perfectly. I just did 8 shots through and it worked perfectly, first time. But the last 3 times I've been out here, I've had the action lock. I'm going to try and reproduce that same issue, firing a few more rounds through it, and then we're going to try and diagnose what the problem is. Range shot. A little sticky. That's it. Safety. All right. Taking my ears off. That time we had an issue. And I went really slow when I was shooting. And I did that because I wanted to make sure I wasn't short stroking here the action. But if you notice, underneath, and take a look at that. That's locked in here. It's not depressing properly. The spring action isn't working. My action is totally locked up. Now I'm going to remove that, and then we're going to go on to the next part. I believe that the issue is happening somewhere around the trigger group, because I believe there, and there is a part in there, if you looked at the parts diagram, part 56, or somewhere around there, is the action lock, part 53. And what I'm going to do just to diagnose, rather than change that one part out, luckily we have a lot of firearms, and what I'd like to do is to just take out the entire trigger group assembly, replace it with the 590A1 trigger group assembly. Now that I've replaced it, very simple, took out the pin, make sure I held on to the components inside, slapped it in. I've loaded 8 shot shell cartridges in the tube, and we're going to see if we have the same malfunction. I suspect not. Range shot, ears on. That was a little stiff. Interesting. Same problem. All right, that didn't work. So what I'm going to do now, obviously we tested whether or not it was the trigger group by swapping them out. Number 2, it could be the extractors. This is just my hypothesis. I'm not a gunsmith. But since it's getting stuck, the cartridge right in here, it could be some kind of issue with the extractors themselves. So just to eliminate that as a possibility, I'm going to swap out the entire bolt from the 590A1 to the 590 Mariner. All the other components are still from the 590 Mariner, or even the trigger group. I didn't leave the old one. We're doing one piece at a time, taking it out, and seeing if we could diagnose what the issue is. Locked. Wasn't the bolt. Jeff again. So we've replaced the trigger group. Still not functioning. We've replaced the bolt. Still not functioning. The last idea I would have is potentially this marine coat finish might have gotten someplace on the upper portion of the barrel. Alright, Jeff again. As you can tell, I replaced the barrel, putting the barrel from the 590A1 on the Mossberg 590 Mariner. All the other components of the Mariner have been put back in place, so the only change is the barrel. Let's shoot it and see if we have a problem there. Range hot. Wow. My action is not working. I suspect there's still a problem.